World of Warcraft, the World Soul Saga, and World of Warcraft, the War Within, as well as some other expansions. We know the next 3 WoW expansions, everybody. Welcome back to Crendor Talks in front of a shitty green screen today. We're talking about the BlizzCon announcements, specifically for World of Warcraft, 'cause that's the main thing I talk about here. And there's a lot, so let's jump right into it. So first things first, we have World of Warcraft, the War Within, which is the first part of numerous expansions we're going to be seeing. We have World of Warcraft, the War Within, World of Warcraft Midnight, and World of Warcraft, the Last Titan. So this is, I call it the Chris Metzen trilogy. This is like Chris Metzen showed up and he's like, give me like 3 expansions to fix everything. All right, so this is like when a team gets a new coach, new manager, like he's taken over. He's like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're going down. This is the road. I'm all aboard, right? I think this is something that they need. They need some sort of structure. And I like the fact that they're just like, listen, here's the next 3 expansions, all right? Knock yourself out. And I think they all sound cool. However, you know, I always think everything sounds cool right when it comes out, right? I'm always like, dude, Shadowlands, that sounds awesome. Whoa, BFA, that sounds awesome, right? Dragon, that sounds like... part of the fun of BlizzCon and all this stuff is getting hyped up. Obviously, there's going to be people that are negative. That's everything in life. There's some people, no matter what happens, they will be negative, and some people, no matter what happens, they'll be positive. I like a nice middle ground. All right, I'm all about that middle ground. I enjoy getting pumped up and hyped and ready, and then when the thing comes out, you know, still being a little bit, and then kind of being like, all right, you know. But yeah, that's part of the fun, right? So anyway. What is this going to entail? So if we take a look here at the write-up on Wowhead, so the War Within. The War Within is a subterranean expedition within the depths of Azeroth. The cinematic revealed Anduin's suffering after his ordeals in Shadowlands. You and me both. He and Thrall both speak of visions radiating out from the world itself, leading heroes to investigate the mysterious depth of the world while attracting dark forces as well. Okay. So, freed from her dark blade prison, the Black Empire has fallen. The old gods are dead, and their ancient blood runs deep into the world. We destroyed them, but now Xal'atath seeks to test our strength against a new threat of terrible power, the Nerubians. The Harbinger has conscripted them, offering them a mighty future. These aren't the undead thralls of Arthas, but a mighty empire. In return for their loyalty, Xal'atath offers them a dark evolution. So we get a bunch of Nerubians, which I think that's cool, right? I've always heard about Nerubians. All I know is they were in Wrath of the Lich King. I really don't know much more than that. I've heard, you know, they got all these old empires. So I guess that's going to be the big theme around this one. So that's pretty sick, all right? I think that sounds cool. We have Anduin, Thrall, Magni, and Illyria will be a few of the characters central to the War Within. Illyria has a unique rivalry with Xal'atath in particular. So finally, we get a different Windrunner instead of Sylvanas, so that's nice. And then Anduin Thrall, I like that, pairing up, you know, essentially Alliance and Horde representatives. And then we got Magni, but it seems that Chris Metzen's like, he's doing away with the like wounds champion and going back to like Wrath of the Lich King Magni, it seems. So, I mean, great. Sounds good. The saga is only just beginning, set to define the bold themes of WoW and set the stage for the next 20 years of storytelling. That's a lot of years, so we'll see how that goes. We'll be called by the Radiant Song, dreamlike visions that lead us to the subcontinent of Khaz-Algar. First, the Earthen. We've met Titanforge Earthen before, but this society's been isolated for a really long time, developing unique manners and culture. They're larger, featuring gems across their bodies and guided by the ethos of the Titans. But the Titans have been absent for eons, and Earthen are now divided into Oathsworn, which are city-dwelling dwarves loyal to the Titan directives, the Unbound, rural dwarves who have diverged from the Titan's path, and the Machine Speakers, industrial dwarves dedicated to Titan machinery, if not the Titan beliefs directly. Okay, sounds good. So we're going to get a lot of dwarves. So I guess that one leak about a dwarven expansion was actually kind of on point, although not, you know, 100%, but, you know, somewhat. As a reward for our help, the Earthen will become a new neutral playable race available to both Alliance and Horde with fantastic customizations available such as beards, rocky skin patterns, and decorative gems, which I hate the fact that they skipped allied races in Dragonflight because we had the perfect opportunity for Tuskar playable allied race, but what are you going to do, man? One day the Tuskar will be playable. The Arathi are another culture we'll interact with, worshippers of holy fire, trapped within Kaz-Algar, blessed with paladin-like abilities, but industrious with airships powered by holy flame. So that actually sounds pretty sick. It's like steampunk paladin. It's steampunk paladins, right? So that's pretty cool. But whenever I hear Arathi, I think of Arathi Highlands. So like, is that what they're kind of tied into? I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. A constant swarm of Nerubians have been barely held back from Arathi lands, and these bastions are the light stretch that. So, are the Arathi lands around the Arathi Highlands? I take it, because then there's the Highlands of Arathi, and then there's the around. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out again. Speaking of the Nerubians, we'll explore the ancient survivors of the Black Empire and their culture. Xalatath has made dark bargains with these devious dominators, offering dark alchemical evolution to raise their power to new heights. Not all Nerubians have embraced this dark destiny, though, and will be exposed to new types of Nerubians and domesticated insects within their society. Okay, so everything I've seen so far seems pretty cool. It seems very cohesive, seems thought out. Probably because Chris Metzen's doing stuff as well. I mean, it sounds great. So now we get a little bit more into the actual gameplay aspects of the expansion. So talking zones, the surface of Kaz-Algar, the Isle of Dorn, is first up. Fertile soil and plant life make up the paradise, featuring fiery bees, mead, and stormy peaks. Its central city will serve as our capital. So first up, fiery bees. Love that. Mead. Love that. Stormy peaks. If it's like Storm Peaks in Northrend. Love that. So, and then that's going to be our capital. So it sounds great. Dwarven capital. I'm all aboard. Beneath lies the Ringing Deeps, an industrial cavernous space with lava-heated foundries and furnaces maintained by machine speakers. As the earthen have diminished, kobolds have taken over the mines. Let's go, kobolds. Even building a city of their own, becoming a force to be reckoned with under the leadership of the Candle King. Dude, we're going to a kobold city with the Candle King. This is already becoming a fantastic expansion. I'm ready to go fight the Candle King, man. Let's go. He better have a dungeon. Further down is the Hollowfall, a vast underground earth. Under the bright light of enormous crystals live the Arathi and their capital, who spread light while engaged in constant battle with the Nerubian Empire. While the crystal provides brilliant light, warmth, and plant growth, its light has been changing, fading without warning, plunging the Arathi into darkness, barely maintained by light towers as dangerous monsters rampage within the darkness. All right, sounds good. So it's like an Arathi versus Nerubian, light versus underground type thing. Cool. In the deepest, darkest places of Azeroth is Azkahet, heart of the Nerubian Empire. The burrows are the home of the Forgotten Scavengers. The Umbral Bazaar is a trading post, and the Skeins are home to lore keepers researching mysteries of Azeroth. A careful adventurer could discover much if they find a way to blend into the local Nerubian people. So there's going to be some quest where you blend in, essentially. Which I think you kind of did in Suramar, I believe. You kind of did like some blend in stuff. So probably something similar to that. Talking about zone flow, all zones are constructed together using the airlock technology, using seamless transition between Dragon Isles and Zarlek Cavern and Dragonflight, flying between them without loading screens. So there's going to be no loading screens. That's nice. And this is one of the things that I always hated about Cataclysm. Speaking of Cataclysm Classic, which got announced, I'll talk about that in a bit, but I love that. I think it's great. It keeps the world feeling connected and big. Some people didn't like it, but I was like, I don't know why. It creates a big sense of adventure and like this vast open world, and you don't have to take portals everywhere. Like, I think it's great. So I'm happy about that. And while 3 of the 4 zones are technically underground, it was important to make them feel more than just like underground caverns with wide open spaces, plant growth, and even an artificial crystal sun. There's a lot of diversity to see and discover in all 4 zones. So that's pretty cool. So for people that were like, oh, it's just fantasy zones or generic stuff, this sounds pretty cool. Like they got crystal suns, we're underground, but they're trying to make it be like it's outside underground and all the different stuff. So I think it's gonna be, a pretty cool expansion for zones and art and all that stuff from what we're seeing here. So that's cool. Dungeons and raids. There will be 8 new dungeons, 4 while leveling up, 4 at the end of the campaign. 1 will feature the Candle King. 1 will have dragon riding and the Cinder Brew Meadery. Yo, that's like Pandaria, where we fought at the brewery. So that's pretty sick. The Nerub Palace will be an 8-boss raid featuring their queen as the end boss. After barging through their front door, we'll be dropped into a deep dark pit of old god blood, from which we will battle, fighting our way up into the queen's sanctum. Verticality makes this raid stand out and feel unique. Okay, sounds cool. Verticality, so you're going to be going up. Philosophically, the team wants to build on Dragonflight's 3 main pillars of evergreen features, making the game better forever rather than leaving them behind after each expansion. Something for everyone, no matter what level you play at or how much time you invest, and multiple characters in mind, not some just individual characters. Which I think is a good idea. Obviously, we have plenty of expansions where things get left behind, and it does suck to have a lot of those things just go away, and you're like, well, that's that. Guess I'll never do that again unless I have to go back and do it for like some sort of account-wide unlock or achievement or something like that, right? So I do like that they're taking that angle. Now we have Delves. Players will join the Dragon Scale Expedition in Delves, a new evergreen feature integrated into the outdoor experience as an endgame feature for outdoor players. Which that actually just sounds kind of weird, like outdoor players, like what? They provide an opportunity for seasonal content and rewards like mounts, titles, and achievements, as well as gear by the way of an outdoor row for the Great Vault. Which is cool, so it's giving you Great Vault gear. Delves have scalable difficulty, which can be played solo or up to 5 players, with 13 unique delves launching alongside War Within. There will be also seasonal NPC companions, in which Season 1 will be Bran Bronzebeard. He'll have a customizable talent and ability system to match your needs. So, I'm going to have to see this to kind of, I don't know, I have to see this play out. I can't even imagine this really in my mind or whatever, but all right, sounds good. Warbands are a new system introduced to represent all characters across a player's account, a platform to share resources and achievements. The goal is to respect player time account-wide rather than just specifically to the character. Transmog rules will be revisited, allowing players to learn transmog of varied armor types of one character. Finally, oh my god, so now you can get mage gear on your warrior if you're running a dungeon, for example, instead of just being like, well, sucks that I got that on my warrior, even though it's rare, time to delete it. Right? Reputation renown will also become account-wide. Oh, thank God. So this is fantastic. This is probably one of the best changes they're going to make. To be honest, that is very cool. And then finally, we have the hero talents, which are... Hero talents will be in addition to current talent trees with 3 trees per class, 2 spec that can be switched at will. They're small and self-contained, separate from classic or class spec trees. Using warrior as an example, they'll have a mountain thane available to Prot and Fury, Colossus, Prot Arms, and Slayer Arms Fury. System will auto-unlock at 71 with a new talent point at each level up to level 10 at level 80, which will unlock the whole tree. They're designed to be low friction, allowing you to swap between choice nodes and entire trees without hassle, just like Dragonflight talents. So that is really cool. I always love adding more customization, creating the class to be more tailored to how you want to play. I think that is fantastic. I should really get Wowhead Premium for the amount that I use this website to look at stuff. But this sounds great. I mean, as long as we're not going Path of Exile tier with the amount of talents, I think it's a good amount to balance and work with. And it seems great to me, like having, a little bit of more customization. It can get, probably meta. I mean, everything's going to get meta, but I do like the ability to customize even a little bit deeper than what they already have. So, I mean, listen, everything sounds great, right? Speaking of things sounding great, we have the channel sponsor Zygor. A brief moment from Zygor. You can use code Crendor for 20% off an elite subscription. You could try it for free in the description below. I use it for retail, for classic hardcore, Wrath Classic. I've been leveling with Zygor's guide for classic hardcore. It's been great. And I also use it in retail for mounts. You can see it up there, and you can check it out for free in the description. Or again, you can upgrade to an elite subscription with code Crendor for 20% off. But all that stuff said, it sounds great, right? But let's talk about another thing, which is World of Warcraft Classic Season of Discovery. So Season of Discovery it's WoW Plus, Classic Plus, but not really. So World of Warcraft executive producer Holly Longdale took the stage, blah, blah. Talk about Season of Discovery. Players will discover new secrets by scouring Azeroth to find class-altering abilities tanking warlocks, mage healers, and more will be possible. The season will launch with an initial level cap of 25, and upon reaching max level, players will be met with a new level 25 endgame. Discover a 10-player BFD raid with new and reimagined bosses, mechanics, and rewards. Not long after, the level cap will be increased a few levels, bringing even more endgame content. So it feels like this is the way they're going with Classic Plus. This is their way of kind of doing new things, but it's almost like a roguelite. Like, we're going to have tank warlocks, mage healers, and stuff. So I get kind of roguelite vibes from that description. Obviously, I don't know. And then doing some of the old, classic raids reimagined. I like the way they're going with this, but I'm still skeptical. It almost feels like they're kind of toying with the ability of a full Classic Plus type thing. That might just be my copium. I'm huffing it. But, this is something. This isn't full Classic Plus, but it is better than nothing. And I'm going to try it out. I'm not just going to be like, this isn't Classic Plus. This is dumb. Get out of here. Like, I will try it, see how it is. And, we'll see where it goes from there. But, I think it'll be all right. I don't know. Right. So those are the main things that have, come out from BlizzCon about World of Warcraft. We also had news that there's going to be a Classic Hardcore update, which I think is still going to be something that I mentioned, or along the lines of what I mentioned in my prediction video, which is where I think it'd be cool if they did a Diablo-style mob RNG thing. So let's say you're fighting, Razor main dudes in the Barrens, right? And instead of them just being normal Razor main, maybe it has a chance of them spawning as like blue mobs from Diablo. So they have either more health, they hit harder, they clone themselves, they have like mortars, so they're like shooting out lava mortar balls, like Diablo style blue mobs. And I think that would be really cool, and it would add, kind of an RNG element. It would make leveling harder. It would add more fun death moments, right? I think, and I don't know if you'd maybe speed up leveling at that point because it'd be harder to level. So maybe they increase the amount of experience you get while leveling. There's a lot of different things I think they could do, but I'm glad they are going to be experimenting with Classic Hardcore WoW because I've been playing a lot of it clearly, and I'm level 37 now. And I think if I die, I don't know how long it'll be before I make another character because I'm going to lose my mind if I die soon. Because, once you start getting into like the late 30s, it's like, all right, I've been playing this character for weeks now, and I don't know. But the other thing is Cataclysm Classic, and I didn't realize as many people wanted to play Cataclysm Classic. I can't even say it as I saw, because I was like, oh, nobody's going to want this. But apparently a decent amount of people want it. I'm not really one of them. I might check it out. Maybe it's because I still remember playing Cataclysm, so I'm not like that intrigued, and I didn't really enjoy it when I did, mainly because of like the portals all over. I did enjoy the actual leveling through the zones, which is something I genuinely enjoy pretty much every WoW expansion, so that's not like a surprise. But, is that something you're interested in? Like, let me know in the comment section, because I didn't realize many people wanted Cataclysm Classic as I saw on Twitter. I was like, oh, okay. If anything, I'm more excited for Pandaria Classic, because I think Pandaria was a very underrated expansion that I enjoyed quite a bit, and I still like going back there. So that's pretty much all the BlizzCon announcements outside of, World of Warcraft Midnight and The Last Titan, which sound cool. And the one is like helping elves, and like Call the Lost, right? And then The Last Titan's like going back to Northrend and Ulduar and Titans, which sounds awesome to me as well. So, I got high hopes. I'm cautiously optimistic, as I like to say. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below on everything. I'd love to hear them. And we'll see how it all goes. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Zygor in the link in the description. Use code Crendor for 20% off an elite subscription. And go watch the latest Pointless Top 10. It was pumpkins. We also have creepy NPCs, spiders, a whole bunch of them. But go watch this one because it just came out the other week. Okay? Okay. See ya.